Hello, everybody. This is your friendly neighbor, Lisa Foxy, and it's October 1st for me. So, by the time you guys see this, you'll realize I have decided to try Doki Doki. I've been seeing some people do it before on YouTube, but I wanted to try it myself. And I may not get everything the way how it's probably supposed to go, but keep in mind that I just like to play this game just for fun. So, uh, I always wanted to see there was a guy version of this, but looks like I don't quite know a good one yet. And if there is, I will be sure to record that as well for you guys. But my plan is to do my best to play uh pretty much just the story itself and try to get all the way to the end. Alright, so as stated here, this game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. So yeah, to you guys, just keep this in mind. Individual suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. For content warning, please visit, of course, the website down there. So, uh, but if you guys can't handle it, please, I don't advise, just don't watch if you can't handle it. But for now, I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna push forward because I'm gonna do it. All right. So by playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you are at least 13 years of age and you consent to your exposure of highly disturbed content. Of course, I'm way old enough to play Doki Doki. So, well, not up there, but I'm up there. All right. So I just realized that you guys won't be able to hear the opening of that except on my headphones here. So I gotta I gotta fix that. Hold on. I got this. You guys probably like. I hear the Doki Doki song, but oh, there we go. All right, cheerful, very cheerful. Okay, so for me, I gotta turn this down for my headphones. Also, I just want to thank Monty Games from Twitch. Thank you so much for sending donation. Or actually, mostly thank you for sending the money like that for when I helped you made your character as well for your Twitch. So you're very, very welcome. All right. So until then, because I had a little shout out on here, I usually like to play it, but I guess I can share the shout out here. Hold on. Here we go. As you guys will see that up there, if it pops up. Wait. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that, but if you didn't, that's okay. But usually his thing would pop up here. I'm sorry it didn't. It's probably because I was hiding it. Didn't mean to hide it. But anyways, so without further ado, I will stop tinkering around and I'll just get on and play the game. If you guys are ready, here we go. Okay, so I gotta enter my name. What name do I want to go as? Well, I mean, these are girls, so I guess I'll be the casual senpai. Senpai. That's I'm pretty sure it's spelled senpai. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure. All right. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is Sayori, my neighbor and a good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Eh, you say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Senpai. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. I just realized because I put Senpai there, I accidentally gave Senpai a more girlier voice. I'm sorry. Alright. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near the streets, become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Senpai, have you decided on the club to join yet? A club? I told you already. I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations, where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Oh man, okay, Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content in getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize and have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming neat in a few years because you're not used to the real world. Trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relate to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up that. Sorry. The S's are throwing me off. I should have not named myself Senpai. But anyways, you don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Mimi. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In
fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Ha ha ha.
Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she is so cunning as to plan all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes, let's go.
And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of school I rarely visit, being generally used for third year's classes and activities. Sayori's full of energy swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member is here.
I told you don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room.
Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Senpai.
What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All the words escape me in this situation. This club. It's full of incredibly cute girls.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made cupcakes according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear and then turns back towards the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears compatibly more mature and Tim, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet you both.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Senpai. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we've rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica.
Come, sit down, Senpai. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited.
Then, how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walked over the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, Are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray and reveals a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icings and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one.
Hiyori grabs one first, then Monica and I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers and looking at the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glance in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet, full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
What? Why are you thanking me? It's not like I.
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
Made them for you or anything.
I thought you technically did, Sayori. Or, I thought. Sorry. I thought you technically did. Sayori said.
Well, maybe. But not for you. You know, you dummy.
Alright. I give on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot, next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
Yeah, I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not.
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know, I believe you.
Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seem really happy here, so...
That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Well, make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decide to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica's really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the efforts to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature.
You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah,
We'll do our best.
you know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Senpai, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki, Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. N- Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story is such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imaginations to completely throw you for a loop? Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having conversations with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you can say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the real world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh? Why's that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes darted over at me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called
Don't say it out loud. And give that back.
Fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is so cute as you are.
Terry slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders.
I'm not cute.
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive.
Why don't you share them
Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki avert her eyes.
You don't like them. You wouldn't like them.
Not very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels.
Sharing the level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poem.
Well, we all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay, I have an idea, everyone.
Natsuki and Yuri looks quizzily at Monica. Let's go let's go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even.
Um, yeah, let's do it.
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and straighten the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Senpai? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on. There's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayuri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought...
Senpai.
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is if writing a poem of price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lit up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem, bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Senpai, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress a class star Monica with my media core writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki cleans up their food.
Hey, Senpai, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right, Sayuri and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
Oh, right. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Alright. Trying to get me a little drink of water because, you know, when you're reading, you know, gotta get thirsty. Okay. With that, the two of us departed the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind's wandering back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay, it's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member would like. Something good might happen with whoever your whoever likes your poem the most. Alright, well I guess I will make sure I save since it's my first poem. Alright. Hmm. Eyes. Beauty scars. Time. Time. Precious. Secretive. Hope. Family. Hmm. Lucky. Joy. Oh, they're so cute when they're jumping up and down like that. Let's see. Vibrant. I'll put Fluffy in there. Heartbeat. Passion. Good melody. Fun. Sparkle. Doki Doki. Starscape. Hi again, Senpai. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Senpai. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into a literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collections in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Senpai always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two really are good friends, aren't you?
I might be a little jealous. How come? How come you and Senpai can be good friends too?
Sayori?
Hmm?
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri. Even bought you something today, you know? But wait, Sayori.
Me?
Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind.
Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not.
What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It will make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. All right.
Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out.
So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. But this is... How is a girl accidentally becoming so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Yeah. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner, and Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, looks like no one wants to be bothered today. So I'm down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me. But I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I closed my eyes and ended up listening to Sayori's conversation with Monica.
We're probably going to seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance, so chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that's all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know?
And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori's taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What what kind? Well, I could. Well, I guess we could.
Cupcakes!
Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that.
You're right.
Natsuki makes the best cupcakes.
That works out perfectly.
That wasn't why you suggested it?
Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy.
Cupcakes it is then.
I'm hungry.
Anyways, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivations at all, Sayori can put her mind to Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I ended up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Ugh! I open my eyes and find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair.
Sorry.
Wait,
Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that.
this isn't...
This isn't the napping club.
Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in the club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You need to get used to it.
Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look at me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
It's a secret.
I knew it.
Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you.
Huh?
Sayori glances around at herself.
How's it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here.
Uh,
I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need to brush for this.
my hair is just really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there are toothpaste stains on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger.
But nobody would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Unfortunately, I don't really care about that.
Hey, you meanie.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet?
Huh? That's super mean.
Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button up her blazers from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Oh,
Hehehe. This is so funny.
what is?
Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things.
Huh? D- don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
Uh, I guess.
Hey, careful. The button might come off.
Why is this one so hard to close? I struggled to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing fit you properly?
Hehe. It did when I bought it.
Uh, if you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
It means my boobs got bigger.
Don't say that out loud.
Hehe.
Anyway, you look much better now, so...
Ah,
Why does it feel why does it feel strange to see Sayori place her button up like that?
but it's so stuffy. Oh, it's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blaze once more.
Phew. That's much better.
Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around.
So, if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing?
Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else could anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Stop saying all these embarrassing things.
Huh? I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyways, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Fine, fine. It's a deal.
Hee. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so. So maybe you should come wake up and... I'm sorry.
So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning.
You're doing it again, Sayori.
Aw, but I was joking that time.
Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes.
Okay, everyone.
Eh? Monica suddenly calls out.
Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! Senpai, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
I can't wait.
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkle sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in composition notebook. I could already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I stood. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly complied as well, reaching into their bags. I'd do the same myself. I'm gonna share with Monica! I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Senpai. Having a good time so far? Uh, yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Senpai. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we've all learned to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I had Monica. I hand Monica my poem. Hmm. I like this one. Makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Hmm. Well, that may be the case. But maybe there's also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other well's being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. Hmm. You sure you're not reading? You sure you're not reading uh, into it too much? Uh huh. I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. By in the case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I could tell that she likes exploring with her emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd like to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased or based towards their own kinds of style, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't don't worry. I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I'll always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction, the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My returns, already scorched with the permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. and he, on the other side, was looking in. Hmm. So what do you think? Hmm. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is a lot of poems you have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really peaceful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not too sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of empathy recently. It's been influencing my poem a bit. And empathy? Yeah, something like that. I kinda. I'm kinda nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kinda coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyways, here is Monica's. Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this: if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. So cute. Hmm. Okay, so who do I want to pick next? There's Sayuri and Natsuki. Natsuki's kind of funny. Let's go for Yuri. She's pretty calm, isn't she? Let's see here. Oh, Yuri's silent. Hmm. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes more than enough time for her to finish reading. Um. Oh! Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. Uh, um. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is the first time. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah? Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad? No! Did I just raise my voice? Um, I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separated from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both styles and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor is her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Just not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like this. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost Under the Light. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to read that. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, battling. It must be this one, the last remaining street lights to have withstood the test of time. The last. Oh, sorry. It might be, yeah, either the lost or the last. The lost or last, yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calms, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light fickles, I flicker back. I try my best because I used to do cursive a lot and I had to read it, but it's been a while since I've read cursive, so that's not bad. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it looks like. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just didn't read scripts very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh, that's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's your first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost stories, Yuri? Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about the ghost at all, Senpai. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. I remember the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. in this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering, lingering in her past, remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and some to be left with nothing. That's a lot of solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up one of those things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, so I'm gonna save Sayori and Natsuki in the next episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see what is going to happen later, of course, in Doki Doki. Again, I'm just trying it out for myself because I really kind of I've been kind of peeping and watching others way back, and part of me really wanted to just play it myself. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I've heard it was quite the Yandere like game. So I'm looking forward to see what happens. Until then, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Until then, bye guys!